Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Captain Numpty, or Commander Numpty, or David Steele, depending on your flavor of the day. And we are back in SSN 614, that's USS Greenling. And today our mission, well, we are still some distance between a resupply tender approaching Iceland and Iceland itself. And we have something of a difficulty. Let's jump right in and I'll explain what's going on. Okay, so a couple of contacts on sonar. Let's take a look. I got a feeling that one of these is a submerged contact. Sonar reckons that there's an attack boat out there. I'm inclined to agree. That looks like a Victor 1.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
I wonder if Sierra 2 is a whale. Wonder. It is. It's a humpback.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as biologic.
So that's all good and that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna just negotiate this. I'm gonna go ahead and turn south.
Come
see
right
if we can pick a little bit more up.
174, helm aye.
To explain what I mean by pick a little bit more up, the towed array is most sensitive when it's notching the enemy. In other words, when it's running perpendicular. So, if there's something else out there, we might pick it up like that. Now, okay, be that what it is. Sonar reckons we're 7,500 yards away from the Victor 1, give or take. That's fine, but take a look at the bottom right of the display. I've got no weapons loaded, and the reason there is because I've got no weapons. Yeah. So how are we going to tackle a threat if we've got no weapons? Well, there are a couple of ways that we can deal with this. One way is we're just going to, our mission is to report the position of anything and then pop up to the surface when it's safe and let the US Navy know, hey, we've got something here. And they will either tackle it themselves or we'll go ahead and let the Royal Air Force know, and they can come along and send an Nimrod and drop a Stingray on the top, or maybe 2 or 3. The second way is we can bait these guys into firing a torpedo at me, and then when they do fire a torpedo at me, go ahead and lead it back to them. Now, clearly this is utterly insane. Who in their right mind would... yes, this is me. Who would in their right mind would deliberately bait the enemy to fire a torpedo at them? Well, it would be me. Because what's the worst that happens? Now, I've done this before a few times. It hasn't...
Con, helm, steady course.
It hasn't always been the plan. But we'll give it a go. So, right now we know that there's one Victor 1 out there. There may be more than one. The Soviets have got a habit of sending 2 or 3, or sometimes even 4. I'm going to accelerate time.
Con sonar, new contact bearing.
That's why.
1, 0, designated Sierra 3.
It's another whale, I think. Okay.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as biologic.
Because there may be something else out there. He's a good distance away as well. Let's see. Okay, looks like he's moving away from us, this Victor 1. The trouble is, if I let him go, he becomes a bit of a threat. And he's moving at 2 knots. Why is he moving so slow? Well, okay, I know why he's moving so slowly. He probably thinks he's sneaking around, and he's going to essentially sneak under the radar, or sneak below the sonar, and get away with it, but I don't think so. Now, if I had a weapon, I would be seriously considering getting on his tail and firing it, but that's because I don't. See, he doesn't know that. He really doesn't know I don't have any weapon.
090, helm aye.
There you are. We're running this through and accelerate time.
Con,
so,
helm, steady course.
my plan right now, then, is I'm going to sneak up to this guy. I'm going to shake my fist at him, because that might effectively get him to fire upon me. He's 9,000 yards away. He's a pretty good distance to Well, he's quite some distance. Set 65, what's their range? 17, yeah, he's half range. This weapon is not going to be effective for him. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be. But I think what I want to do is maybe give away my location, but try and do it in a sneaky
Come
way.
right to 109, helm aye.
He's slowed right down again to 2 knots.
Steady course.
He's putting his baffles to me. I think he's got a feeling that there's something out here. And maybe, I mean, he's pointing in the wrong direction to be able to detect me, but... And of course, his intel will be telling him that there's some kind of surface contact moving that way, and so he might want to think about detecting it.
Come left to 082, helm aye.
I'm going to go ahead and just try and
Con, helm, steady course.
maneuver onto his baffles. As if I can get behind him and then ping him, he'll fire upon me, and they can lead that back to him. I mean, it sounds easy, right? Yeah, I really don't think it will be. Let's remove my ultra quiet and see what difference it makes to his acoustics on me. Acoustics. 8 decibels. He is close to being able to hear me. Now, he is moving at 2 knots, and so if he picks up speed, that's going to hurt his sonar. But he's close to being able to detect me. And I wonder if I might want to maybe bump my speed up just a knot or 2 until he can just detect me.
Make
there.
turns for 6 knots, maneuvering aye.
So, look at the bottom right. His display. I'm going to turn off accelerate time. SNS comp. Contact, if he pings me actively, he'll get 11 decibels. Passively, he's going to get 10 decibels. You need 10 decibels to be able to hear me. Be able to hear your contact. So he should be able to hear me. His crew should be going, Command Captain, we've got something here. But so far, nothing. And he's putting his baffles. In fact, he is in his baffles. What's he doing? Let's get up to 15 knots. I'm going to get
turns for 15 knots.
I'm going to get a chunk closer to this guy.
Come left to 081, helm aye.
I'm not saying he's being a bit of a numpty, but he's being a bit of a numpty.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 15 knots.
I can really close the distance here. If he starts to turn towards me, I should pop my speed back down to 5 knots, but I can close the distance here. He's doing 2 knots. Of course, the closer I get, the more vulnerable I am to his weapons, but the easier it's going to be, in some ways, to get them to go back to him. Although in other ways, having that extra time means I can plan when I'm going to fire at him. But let's accelerate time. I feel like being dangerous. Bottom left, I'm going to watch his course. In fact, number. Let's get on to 090.
Come right to 090, helm aye.
And if that starts to move, we want to turn off accelerate. Okay, course 120. He's actually turning more east. So,
Con, helm, steady course.
yeah, I can sneak right up behind them and read the factory signatures of whoever built this thing. Wow, what a stroke of luck. If only I had a weapon at this point, but I don't. Okay, that's fine. Even a mod 0, even a tigerfish could get this kill. 5,000 yards, he's still got nothing. Okay, now he's turning towards me. I'm going to go ahead and cut my speed to 5 knots.
Make turns for 5 knots, maneuvering aye.
So with him turning towards me, quite aggressively so as well, let's actually look at him. Oh, he's on the surface. He must be getting an update or using his radar to try and pick something up. This is too good an opportunity to get my, well...
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
So if I put myself on the surface, pop up my own radar, then he will likely, he might detect it. He should hear me. I mean, I'm making 13 decibels. He should hear me. Let's go ahead and be sneaky.
Break shift for ultra quiet.
Let's ultra quiet myself. Does it make a difference? Yes, it does. So we want to give the impression of an intermittent contact on this sonar. We want him to be looking
Con,
for
sonar, Sierra 3 is cavitating.
Right, let's take a look. What's he doing? I mean, he's underway now, but He may have detected me. I don't know. It's back at 2 knots. Alright, let's accelerate time. I want to get him to fire at me. So he's turning around to face me. We are being super sneaky. This is as quiet as we can go.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 1.
It's worked. So we have 1 torpedo in the water at me. That's perfect.
Come right to 1, 5.
I'm going to go ahead and run up to 20. Actually, we'll go up to flank speed.
Make turns for. Con sonar, we are cavitating.
And we will get down to a depth where we don't cavitate. Because I want to approach this guy as quickly as we can, and get nicely
Passing 400 feet.
nicely close to him. Okay, switch back to me.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Go. So 500 and something feet is give or take what we need. That'll do me. Let's go here.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 104. Contact faded.
Now we can't see his torpedo on our display, but visually we might be able to pick it up. I think we may do. Pretty much 095. It's running on the surface, I think. Okay, let's switch back to this view here. So I don't think that this torpedo is a real threat to me. I'm still going to be respectful of it, but what I want to do is get him to fire another one. So I want him to be able to fire. I want him to fire sufficient torpedoes at me that he's not able to hit me with them. I want him to think that I'm trying to evade him. So let's notch this incoming torpedo. And by notching, we're going to travel perpendicular to the torpedo's course. Like so. That's good enough. And
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 107. Contact faded.
we could run deep. Running deep has got a pretty good chance of the torpedo not acquiring me because it will be outside of its sensor cone.
Making turns for 29 knots.
But I'm not going to do that. I really want this thing to have a go at detecting merit. Let's turn back towards him. Drop my speed to 15 knots.
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering up.
Now, if I was in this Victor 1, I might think that because I'm slowing down, I'm preparing to fire. And I might want to fire a second and a third or fourth torpedo at me. But so far, he's not.
Come left to 08. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 088.
So he's not firing at me.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 100. Con helm, steady course.
So my nose is pointed right at him. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and ping him actively.
Con sonar switching to active search.
Yeah, got a great return on him. We know exactly where he is. We're facing him. He's facing us. I need him to fire at me again because it's his weapon that's going to bring him down. And he's not firing, so...
Con sonar switching to passive search.
Yeah. It's not working so far. I wonder why he doesn't want to fire upon me. Well...
Make depth 4, 5 feet, dive high.
Let's go up to periscope depth and see if we can get him to launch if I reduce my depth. So, still at 15 knots. We'll bring the speed down as we get a little higher. Makes me a more tempting target because it's harder for me to maneuver out of the way at 5 knots as it is at 29 knots. In fact, it's kind of impossible. Okay, so far nothing. 3,000 yards. What's this guy waiting for? Now I might have bit enough more than I can chew here because if he's coming right at me, he's gonna fire really close. Get my speed to 10 knots.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Actually, we'll get my speed down to 5, I think.
Make turns for 5
Quick check
knots.
of him.
Maneuvering aye.
He is, well, his conning tower is above the surface, but he's loud. Alright. Well. I can see him in the distance. He's hard to pick out.
Maneuvering. Making turns for 5 knots.
Yeah, he's hard to pick out, but he's there. Now, at this point, I'd be opening my torpedo bay doors, if not already, and flooding those tubes, and he will hear that sound, so he'll know I'm about to fire. But I'm going to go ahead and just
Upscope.
raise my sensors. Let's ping him again.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
So he knows that we're here right now. So, okay.
Con sonar, switch.
Downscope. Lower the radar mast.
2,500 yards. Still not firing at me. He's at the 4 knots, though. He's hardly at attack speed. Maybe we'll just charge him. What's he doing? Why isn't he firing? What is wrong with this picture? What am I missing? Why would the
Con, dive at 4-5 feet. Dive high.
Why would the Soviet boat not fire? Now, he might be just waiting for a better shot, and that would be fair enough. 2,300 yards. Right at him, the world's slowest game of chicken. I'm going to go and crank it up to flank speed. It's going to hit me
Turns
cavitate.
4, 2.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
There we go. I'm going to get my depth to 100 feet. 150. Just for,
Make depth 150 feet. Dive high.
just for good measure. Okay, let's switch back to this view. Let's see, are you going to fire at me yet? Because as soon as you fire, I'm going to try and go evasive and then run that torpedo right back at you. And I don't want to go too deep. In fact, we'll get back up to 100 foot. I know
Make depth 100 feet. Dive high.
I know it's at 150, but 100 foot's good. We're still dropping, but okay. Bring the depth up a little. There we go. Now, I don't want to run into him. That would be embarrassing. 1,500 yards, any second. Any second now. There. Wow, okay. 1,400 yards.
Con, dive at 100 feet. Dive high.
Ping him again.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
I mean, we know where he is. So it's not like he's anywhere else.
Con sonar, switching to passive search.
And he's still not taking the bait. Alright, let's turn away. And let's knuckle.
Con, knuckle formed.
Still doesn't want to fire at me. Okay. Well, we're gonna do a gentle right turn here, and we're gonna see if we can maneuver onto a 6. Let's go ahead and
Con maneuvering, making turns for 29 knots.
turn a little tighter to the starboard, like so. Straighten up. Begin the Han Solo maneuver. That's a gentle left turn. See? You can barely see it, but it's a gentle left turn. Maybe he's trying to protect the wildlife. So bizarre. So very bizarre. Okay, start to turn around again. We're going to get my depth to 50 feet.
Make depth 50 feet. Dive high.
I think the plan here is he's turning towards me, which is good, so he doesn't want to get... He doesn't really want me on his tail, but he's not exactly trying hard. He's doing his own Han Solo maneuver. I turn hard towards him, drop my speed to 15 knots.
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Then to 10 knots.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
I'm in his baffle, aggressively cut my speed.
Make turns for
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Up to 5 knots.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 169.
And he's not playing ball. He's not firing.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
I don't know what to make of this. I don't know how I can encourage him to fire upon me if he doesn't want to take the bait. He's just not interested in
Make depth 100 feet. Dive high.
in firing at me. Maybe he's also out of weapons as well. I mean, that might make sense, in which case he's not a threat to the tender, other than he's going to report the location. but if he can't shoot me and I can't shoot him, we're an impasse. And I'm not going to ram him. I don't want to ram someone in the North Atlantic, thank you very much. Sounds like a terrible idea. So, I am going to accelerate time again.
Con, dive at 100 feet, dive I.
And he's turning towards me, and that's good. Let's get my depth at 101, run up to 10 knots.
Make turns for 10 knots.
I haven't managed to get behind him.
Con
Because
sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 065.
well, I think we're going to have to let the Royal Air Force deal with this guy. I'm going to move away.
Come right to.
We'll drop to 5
Make
knots.
turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering
And
I.
accelerate time, and let's get some distance.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 5 knots.
Con, helm, steady course.
Maybe when we're a bit further away, he might turn around towards me and fire, but as it stands, yeah, he's not doing anything.
Make depth 45 feet, dive I.
It's like we both agreed we're going to stalemate, and off he goes.
Con, dive at 45 feet, dive I.
Let's see, is he going to turn around on my tail? Okay, he's going to try. We'll maneuver a little bit to starboard. Let's head due south. There we go. Alright, so he's turned around on my tail, 2,000 yards away. He has got a perfect shot on me. Come on, take the shot. We'll run ultra quiet.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Still nothing.
Up scope.
Right, well let's transmit. He's got me on radar as well. Let's send a code. This is where he is. I'm sure he's doing the same for bears.
Down scope.
I'm gonna go ahead
Passing
and
100 feet.
lose this.
Passing 200
this
feet.
guy.
Passing
I'll try to.
300 feet. Passing 400 feet. Passing 500 feet. Passing 600 feet. Passing 700 feet.
Okay.
Come right to.
Make turns for 29 knots.
Turn hard
Maneuvering
towards
I.
him. He is still on the surface. We're gonna basically just rush.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 29 knots.
What I'm going to do is I'm at flank speed. I'm very deep underneath him. He is going to lose me as soon as I go kind of below him. We're going to lose him too. That's okay. And then I'm going to head back towards... Actually, I'm going to head east, I think. Because if he does reacquire me, I'd like him to know... I don't really know where I can go, to be honest. He's still going to detect me. But as soon as we get to -50 on the sonar computer, we're going to turn hard to starboard.
Con sonar lost
So-
contact. Come right to 08.
Dive,
Helm I.
and get down to 5 knots.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Ultra quiet.
Con sonar. Come right to 086. Helm I.
Passing 1,000 feet.
And we're going to try and sneak away. Like so.
Passing 1,100 feet.
So we're going to get down to the Greenling's test depth, 1650 foot.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 031. Con, helm, steady course.
Hopefully he'll lose us. Let's accelerate time. I'd like to reacquire him before he reacquires me, and if he's turned his nose right towards me, there's a...
Con sonar
we go.
regained contact on Master 1.
Con, dive at 1650 feet, dive I.
It's like he can still detect me. Okay. What am I gonna do now? Well, you know what? He can't sink me. I can't sink him. This is going to be a long, drawn-out afternoon. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to call it for this mission. We're going to try and separate ourselves, put a bit of distance between me and this Victor. Let me go ahead and turn around
Come right to
up against him.
216. Helm aye.
Up to 15 knots.
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye.
I will call it for this one. And thanks so much. I'll see you the next time. Maybe next time we can sink this guy. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 0, 0.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Captain Numpty, or David Steele, and I am hiccuping right now. Oops, because the family thought it'd be funny to give me a jalapeno burger, and it's been 19 hours. No, it has to be 19 hours. It's been a time. Excuse me. Right. It has been about 14 hours since the last mission. And a few hours in the real world, and we are still stalking Sierra 2, this Victor 1. But this time he's brought a friend with him. So somewhere out there is a bear. In fact, let's actually switch to him. Let's see. So we don't know where he is relative to me, but we have heard him once. Know that he's somewhere out there. Now, that's the bad news. But the good news is, this Victor one, he's got no idea where I am. He's just done a crazy Ivan. And he still has no idea where I am. I still have no weapons. We don't know what he's got.
Come right to 286.
But I have a
Make
cunning
turns for
plan.
10 knots.
A
Maneuvering
plan
aye.
so cunning you could brush your teeth with it.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 10 knots.
This is also why we Brits don't eat jalapenos, because you imagine this on a submarine. Comrade Captain, I hear something. It sounds like... Yes, it sounds like that. Anyway, my plan. We are going to get
Passing 400
to
feet.
periscope depth. And then when we're at periscope depth, we're going to pop our radar up, and we're going to tell the bear exactly where I am, but we're also going to cavitate so this guy can hear me. And we really want to get a
Passing
whole bunch of
300 feet.
torpedoes in the water. Because one of them, surely one of them we can lead back to the enemy.
Passing 200
We'll
feet.
get above the layer right now. I'm actually going to go ahead and... hiccup again. We're going to go ahead and try not to break the surface.
Passing 100 feet.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Oh, now we're cavitating. So he should hear that, and I'm not going to do anything about it just yet. Now we're going to do something about it.
Make turns for 5 knots.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Okay, now we're going to pop the masts. We're going to let the bear know where we are, and also let HQ know that we're engaged with the same submarine.
Raise the radar mast.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 5
Okay.
knots.
So the bear is to our northwest. Let's go ahead and look at this guy. So he will be coming at me. Okay. That's not great, really. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. We've probably done enough. Let's go ahead and crash dive, essentially. Emergency deep.
Make turns.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
So that's going to make a ton of noise. We're going to blast below that layer. I really want to watch this view. I'd like to see the bear approach.
Passing 100 feet.
And we'll get down to about 400 feet, and we're still going to be cavitating at 400 feet. Let's get down to
Passing 200 feet.
550.
Make depth 550 feet. Dive by.
Where's the bear? My hiccuping is hilarious to me, but then I suppose it would be. And then it will eventually fade. Okay, where's
Con sonar, no longer
the
cavitating.
bear? Well, the bear is nowhere to be seen. Let's just check where he is. He's running away from me? Seriously? Why? Okay, well, let's get back up to periscope depth. We really need some fish in the water to be able to give
Passing 500 feet.
give this Victor 1 a torpedo up his.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Passing 400 feet.
Surely you're going to be hearing this. Surely.
Make depth 5 feet. Dive
I
by.
know. Don't call me Shirley. Okay, let's get my speed to it's 5 knots.
Make turn.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
So we're not cavitating. In fact, we might as well just run at 10 knots to be fair,
Make
because
turns for 1.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
we can use the mass at 10 knots and we don't damage them, but we're going to breach the
Con sonar, regain
surface.
contact on. Master 1, bearing 306.
We can't really see myself, but let's see. Okay, so hopefully
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 10 knots.
he's not going to be such a chump and figure out that I'm around here. Right, so you can even
Con. Dive at 5 feet. Dive by.
you can even see the splash from my mast there. Let's zoom in on him. Well, we can't see it so well, but we're definitely making a ton of noise. And nothing. I mean, like really nothing. Surely he can see me. Surely. Hey, there we go.
Down scope.
Where is he? Okay, he must have an idea where we are now. Oh, and yes, the Victor one is actively pinging me. Right. That's a sonar boy. No concern there. It's not an offensive weapon, at least. We're gonna head down to 200 feet.
Passing 1.
Con sonar, launch transient from Master 1.
Now we know where the enemy is. Right, so let's do that. I'm gonna get my speed cranked up to
Make turns for 2 knots.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
a whole ton of speed. I'm actually gonna get to 550 feet.
Con sonar,
Make depth 500 feet. Dive by. Passing 300 feet.
Okay, so you may be thinking, why on earth am I trying to charge this Victor 1 and let myself be known, let myself be aware of? Well, I have no weapons, and I really want to take care of this this submarine before he takes care of my tender. If that tender doesn't
Con
make it,
sonar, no longer cavitating.
if that tender doesn't make it to Iceland, then we are, well, not done for, but it's really going to hurt the war effort.
Make depth 500 feet. Dive by.
Right, drop a torpedo, son. I'll give you a gentle right-hand turn. She's gonna go ahead and just set my depth at this point. Now I can see at least one torpedo coming towards me, and possibly 2. Let's switch back to this view. I'm gonna go ahead and evade here, yeah. So the sonar boys are him trying to narrow down where I am, which is amusing because I am making more noise through my hiccups than I am through my engine, but... Right, I'm going to semi-notch the 1 or 2 torpedoes coming at me. I'd like them to acquire me, and I'm going to lead them right back to the Victor. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? There's one. It's coming right at me.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 29 knots.
You know, this would all be for nothing. Every time I laugh, if you don't hear the hiccup, it's because the noise cancelling recognizes it's a hiccup. But if you do hear it, it's all the funnier. Okay, that one torpedo is probably not a threat. I'm going to go ahead and turn right back towards it. It might be, but it's using set 65s. They're not the most proficient torpedo in the world. Excuse me. One's gone live, so I can use the second one to potentially lead it back to the Victor 1, but I'd like some Torpedoes airdropped, please, Mr. Bear. Thank you very much. I also don't want him to depth charge me. Let's see if we can watch him. Okay. Alright. Hey, torpedo, finally! No. No, it's a sonar boy. I mean, really? Or do I have to, like...
Con, knuckle formed.
deliberately provoke these useless. Hello, I'm here. Come get me.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing, 3, 2, 2.
Con, knuckle
Never was I
formed.
so happy to be acquired by a torpedo. Although I might live to regret this, because it's coming at me pretty quick.
Con, knuckle
Yeah, I
formed.
suppose the head-on charge is probably not
Passing
the
600 feet.
sensible choice, but then who says getting a torpedo to deliberately follow me is sensible? I really hope these hiccups can be heard.
Passing 600.
Make turns for 2.
Okay.
Make turns
Inadvertently hit my
2,
speed down
9
and get the thing
knots.
back up to 29
Maneuvering
knots.
on.
Right, okay. So that's got one to follow
Passing
me. Oh, there's
500
another
feet.
one ahead of me. Although... where the heck's it going? I don't know where he's going.
Con, sonar, we are cavitating.
Now I've got a pretty good idea where the enemy is. So, I'll get this set 65 to follow me.
Con, sonar, no longer cavitating.
All I got to do is just keep this thing off me for long enough
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 2.
Con, knuckle formed.
to guide it onto the Victor 1, which I don't know where he is, but
Con, sonar, switching to active search.
keep forgetting about.
Con, sonar, regained contact on
Active
0,
sonar,
2, bearing, 2, 9, 1.
Okay. So he's coming right at me. This is perfect because then I could knuckle away the torpedo behind me like so. So quick knuckle here.
Con, knuckle formed.
And if I... oh, he's dived, excuse me. And the idea is if I get this right... let's go ahead and run to...
Make depth 650 feet. Dive
it's
by.
probably
Make
700
depth
feet.
700 feet. Dive
So
by.
if I time this just right, I'll get the torpedo
Con, knuckle formed.
to lose its track on me and immediately just run into this guy head on. That'll be very amusing for me and very disturbing for him and his crew because he's like, I don't know, what's that line in Red October? You arrogant ass, you've led the torpedo right back to us. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I can manage this. But I mean, it's kind of looking good so far, right? Right? I mean, another quick knuckle.
Con, knuckle formed.
Right back at him. I need to be course 278. No, actually I want to be...
Con, dive at 700 feet. Dive by.
I think I might want to be a little more... he's about the same depth as me. Alright, let's go ahead and do this.
Con, knuckle formed.
A little close for this kind of maneuver, and we'll drop a noisemaker right now. Turning right in front of him, turn hard to port,
Con, knuckle
then hard
formed.
to starboard, and
Passing 800 feet.
we're going to go ahead and see if we can get above the layer very, very quickly. I know I could go deep, and it's probably safer to go deep.
Con, sonar, switching to passive search.
Passing
Very, very
800
close.
feet.
I mean, we're almost kissing
Passing
it.
700
this
feet.
thing's right on me. Okay. Lost its lock. Did it work?
Passing 600 feet.
Oh. His
Passing
crew
500.
Con,
must have
sonar, we are
got
cavitating.
the fright of their lives.
Passing 400 feet.
Now, here's the deal with the reason why I'm going shallow is because
Passing
I
300
want the
feet.
bear to also fire upon me.
Passing 200 feet.
By doing so, it's another target. It's another weapon that we can use against the Victor 1. I'm going to continue this. Where's this torpedo going?
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra, 2, last bearing, 2, 2, 0.
I don't
Contact
really
faded.
want to slow down. That would be very bad.
Con, knuckle formed.
I want to... Now, this knuckle might have been a bad idea, actually, 'cause it might cause the torpedo to come up. Don't see it. I don't think it's...
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 357.
I think he's just eaten a torpedo. Yes, he has. Look at that. It worked. We didn't even get to see it. That's disappointing. Okay, so he is just eaten a torpedo. And he didn't die, which was a little disappointing, but okay. But he's probably in a bad way.
Con sonar no longer cavitating.
So it works. The whole concept of
Passing 200 feet.
leading a torpedo back to the enemy has worked. Now, did I need
Con
the bear?
sonar regained
No.
contact on.
Passing 300 feet.
Was it more fun to have the bear here? I mean, define fun. I think he's sinking
Passing 400 feet.
as well. He is not... He's not...
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
He's not exactly... Yeah, I think he's... I think he's lost.
Passing 600 feet.
Con sonar lost contact.
Oh.
Sierra 2, last bearing 35.
And I...
Con maneuvering.
I
Making
missed
turns
that.
for 5 knots.
Probably the best way to go.
Passing 700
I mean,
feet.
if you have to go in a submarine, is instant and immediate. Wow,
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
that is how you kill an enemy submarine using his weapons. But
Passing 800 feet.
now, of course, we have the bear still hunting me, but I don't think he's going to get me at this depth. He's not going to be able to detect me very well, and I'm quiet. So we'll let this pan out. But yeah, we took care of Victor 1
Passing 900 feet.
using his torpedo, and then he had uncontrolled flooding, and off he went. So kind of, I don't know, not necessarily the best way to go, but in some ways
Passing 1,000
I don't
feet.
need to dwell on this. Right, well, I'm going to go ahead and accelerate time. Let's get ourselves down to
Passing
depth.
1,100 feet.
And,
Passing 1,200 feet. Passing 1,300 feet. Passing
Just have manually done
1,400
that
feet.
with the depth. Yeah, let's go ahead and get myself down to depth here. So 1,428 foot. We're going to slink away. I don't think they're going to know where I am. I think the bear's probably lost interest. So yeah, okay. Well, or maybe not. Well, I hope you got something from that. You probably didn't hear me hiccup the whole time. They seem to have gone now, which is good. But you hopefully got to see me use the enemy's torpedo, lead it right back to them, and then cause them to lose their boat, and I escape scot-free. It's a risky strategy. It's not something you want to do all the time. I felt a little cocky doing it today, but I had a good feeling I could pull it out the bag. So, like I say, I hope you got something from it, and I'll see you the next time. Thanks so much, everyone. Goodbye.